Oh my gosh. What am I looking at? They took some provinces, released some subjects. Every nation in the world must be at war. That is the motto of this video. And using a mod that I made, we're going to see how the AI handles it. You can see some really wacky stuff in HoI, and I personally enjoyed making this video. And if you want to help me out and see more of it on the channel in the future, please share the video with a friend and leave a like on the video. So what better way to get started than hit that speed 5 and unpause. Right at the very beginning, you are going to see many war decks, like many dozens of war declarations within the first couple of weeks. We're just going to click through all of these. And if the mod is working correctly, they should be attacking the smallest person next to them. And that goes by number of regiments. I was considering going off of number of factories, but I wasn't sure how that would work out. So we're just going to go with number of regiments. So you can see France is over here bullying on Liberia. The goal is for everybody to kind of consolidate a power base and have a couple of big, huge, massive wars at the end to kind of clean up the end and give somebody a world conquest of sorts. The Treaty of Dublin here, Ireland was annexed. I don't know. I don't have anything to say about this one. And it turns out in this timeline that Albania is actually Greece. Wouldn't have been my first guess, but turns out that's the case. Romania has annexed Bulgaria. Okay. And Switzerland and Czechoslovakia split Austria, so you now have a nice long Switzerland. Anytime you see Switzerland grow their borders, it's a good day in my book. And it appears that the Germans have decided to split up, with good old August von Mackensen leading the German military junta. I don't know about you guys, I'm a bit of a Germanophile. Anytime I can see Willie make a comeback in HoI4, I'm alright with it. Is Imperial Germany best Germany? I think so. Poland already has puppeted Lithuania, and it looks like they're making way up the coast here at war with Latvia currently. Sadly, I don't think Switzerland is going to be around for much longer, at war with basically everybody that it could be, minus Italy. The Thunderdome, that is South America, is definitely making some moves. Colombia has eaten Venezuela. Paraguay and Uruguay both were eaten as well down here in the south. Things are only going to consolidate further. We're only in 1936. We're going to see a crazy amount of border changes in a short period of time. And of course, anytime you involve the communists in a struggle, you're going to get a lot of border gore, mostly with puppets. But it looks like Czechoslovakia actually managed to eat a large portion of Poland. Now that we're starting to cut down on the number of people that these people border, it is only a matter of time before we start getting some massive wars going on. Like this one. Czechoslovakia just attacked Latvia, aka they attacked the Soviet Union. It's a bold move, Cotton. We'll see how it plays out. But not to be outdone, Germany has joined in the fray, also attacking Latvia and putting them at war with the Soviets as well. And I should mention that I do have factions disabled as well. Hopefully that keeps it as even as possible. If a nation is going to win, I want them to do it on their own accord. Italy is quietly annexing Yugoslavia. Then it looks like they're going to border Romania. And I think they can probably beat Romania if I had to guess, but we'll see how it goes. Oh no, so Germany got attacked by France. I don't actually know why, because Belgium probably should have been at war with them, but either way, there is a two-front war for Germany. It hasn't worked well for them in the past, but maybe it'll be different this time, hard to say. Meanwhile, we've got some good old-fashioned American imperialism going on over here in America, though I don't want to skip over the time that Belgium landed in Colombia. Belgium going in for that cocaine, getting some of the nose candy, you know? I always knew you Belgians were naughty boys. Guys, it's happening. It's happening. Germany about to revive the Kaiserreich. They will now be known as the German Empire, and the non-aligned party will now be called Deutsche National Volkspartei. I don't know how to pronounce German, but that's the best you're going to get from me. I don't see anything wrong with this. I think this is just as God intended. One of the cooler names I have seen here, I know that Bhutan can become like the Thunder Dragon Empire or something like that, but Union of Red Dragons for Communist is pretty cool, I have to say. And Mao is feeling ballsy, attacked the Soviets. This should finally put an end to the discussion of whether Maoist or Stalinist communism is best. Why don't you leave a civilized comment down below telling me whether Maoist or Stalinist communism is better? And while you're down there, why don't you leave a like on the video and subscribe for more content like this? We're not going to be able to conquer the world alone. I'm going to need some help. The Germans are pushing into southern France. Looks like it is going quite well for them. So looks like Imperial Germany is going strong. And there it is. Bourbon France, allowing the German Empire, along with their kind of ally, Czechoslovakia, to push towards Moscow. And it appears that Japan is having a democratically led civil war. With Japan's capital in Nagasaki, I don't know much about that city, but I do know one thing. But they're not at war with the US yet, so maybe there's not much to worry about. And taking a look over here at the Spanish Civil War, it actually looks like the anarchists are doing well. I didn't do anything that would change this, so I don't really know how they're doing so well, but I mean, I'm not going to argue about it. And there he is, good old Willie, back in charge of the German Empire. I do love the pickle helmet. You got to admit, it's a pretty cool looking helmet. I have a plastic replica one on my shelf, and I don't know, sometimes I just stare at it and think about how beautiful it is. And here it is, the Treaty of Madrid, essentially giving the Regional Defense Council of Aragon free reign over Iberia. All they have to do is beat the Carlists. They will be the sole Spanish nation left. And meanwhile, Willie and Czechoslovakia are just pushing past Moscow all the way into the heart of the motherland. And it looks like Mao is actually doing something over here. Hard to say what he'll actually be able to get out of the peace deal, but I mean, any growth is good when you're as small as communist China is. This is peak Czechoslovakia. From Prague all the way almost over to Baku. I love seeing the AI thrive like this, man. Oh, yikes. And to add insult to injury, there is a civil war in the Soviet Union. Communist brethren versus communist brethren. Lev Kamenev over here fighting against good old Joseph. Safe to say the Soviets are not going to be long for this world. Oh my gosh. What am I looking at? They took some provinces, released some subjects. Oh my gosh, this is the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life. And to make it worse, Mao didn't even get anything, and he's at war with Chiang Kai-shek. Big yikes. And with so many provinces bordering each other, it was only a matter of time before Germany and Czechoslovakia got into a bit of a tizzy. My money is on the German Empire, but I've been wrong before. And at a quick glance, things are going to look mostly normal until you take a little bit closer of a look and you realize Lithuania is a puppet of Turkey. For that matter, Denmark is a puppet of Turkey. Heck, Kazakhstan is a puppet of Turkey. I'll be honest, I didn't even know they were involved in the war, but they puppeted like half of the world. And even better yet, Ataturk is still alive. Now that is definitely one of the better things I've seen so far today. And then a cruel twist of fate. It looks like Senior Mosley here decided to pop off a civil war while the United Kingdom is at war with Turkey. Either way, the successor state will inherit the war against Turkey, so we'll see exactly how it goes. Now, I always have known that Chile was like, you know, the long, skinny guy, likes the coast and all that, all those memes. This is taking it a bit farther than what I would consider acceptable. Ooh, and I almost missed this one. We've got a good old Mutapa down here in Southern Africa. What happened to South Africa? I have no idea, but now we have Mutapa. Also, just because it's kind of hilarious, we have Czechoslovakia here, you know, and in the end, there's only a couple of colors that we really see. Czechoslovakia had a very good game. Somehow they pulled through. They exist here in the end. And the main reason I'm calling it is just because there's not really much going on anymore. The British Empire over here is at war with a few people, but the borders haven't really changed much in like the last 2 years in game. Czechoslovakia is at war over here with Japan. The provinces are enormous, so I'm okay with just keeping this here. The one thing I really do appreciate is this very big Iran. This Iran even has Afghanistan and Pakistan as subjects. And apparently Myanmar is also a subject of Iran. The New World is essentially just Brazil and then long Chile. Chile even managed an enclave up here in Guyana. The United States swept in, kicked Pablo out of Colombia. No surprise there. It does make me sad that Belgium got kicked out of Venezuela and Colombia. I thought that that would have been a really cool story arc. Up here we have the brown shirts in charge of Canada, but it looks like the commies are the more popular party. And down here in South Africa, we have Great Zimbabwe. And as for most of Africa, it's split primarily between the British Empire, Czechoslovakia, and for some reason, a couple of puppets of communist China. And we can't forget the United States over here in the Congo. If you guys are interested in more Hearts of Iron 4 content in the future, do let me know in the comments below the video. I am always open to suggestions. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like to let other people know that you appreciated it. If you want to see more content like this, you can subscribe. And if you want early access to this content, $5 a month on Patreon will get you that. I have a Discord, a subreddit, and a Twitter. They're all linked in the description below, so feel free to check those out if you would like. But that's all I got for you for today. Till next time, guys, stay chill.